Hello, Virgo. This one is for you. Welcome. Hold on a second. This is Lumination.com. That does exist now. And this is your love and relationship report, May 2017. And that's you, Virgo, right here. So I think you know the drill already. You're very practical. Watch your sun, your moon, and your rising to get the full spectrum. And also, please, I invite you to watch the extra video about the overview for all signs. It's mostly to do with the planets rather than tarot. And it'll hopefully then give you even better picture. Now, the cards are already pre-shuffled, but I'm going to keep shuffling while I talk a little bit more for you. These readings for the love and relationship are a first time thing for tarot illumination, so please allow for um, that in the readings, okay? Sometimes a lot of energy streams through me and I just have to go with it, and I don't always know what's happening because I'm literally acting as simply as a conductor of energy. So these relationship readings are also based on the understanding that we're not dealing with trivial relationships here. We're dealing with relationships where there is either something desired or something that already exists in terms of yourself and the other, where you understand that once you form a relationship, that the relationship has an identity of its own, okay? It's like a third entity, and that hopefully you have an understanding of this approach to relationship, and that both parties own the relationship, and in some ways it's the energy of the relationship that's more important than the individual, especially when it comes to a love and relationship reading. So hopefully this will make sense as we go through. It's also being read on the understanding that once the relationship is formed, the relationship is like a crucible in which the two parties have willingly or perhaps unwillingly or unwittingly subjected themselves to the crucible of relationship. All right? I hope that makes sense. Oh gosh, sometimes I really wonder. The crucible is there to withstand intense pressure way beyond what would normally occur in a non-committed relationship, where it's just you and the other. What can I get out of you? What are you trying to get out of me? And vice versa. All right, I've shuffled. You witnessed. We're going to cut. We're going to cut, and we're going to cut. All right, here we go. So, Virgo, this represents you in this little reading, okay? This one is for the other. This is going deeper inside of you. This could be anything to do with hopes, dreams, fears, obstacles, blocks, advantages, support, and the same thing for the other, okay? Now over here is the relationship itself, okay? And this just represents the status of the relationship. So here we have the crucible in which you are subjecting yourselves to each other for the mutual love and growth and healing of yourselves and each other. And here's where it seems to be heading, okay? Now, in the background, let's just say this is like what we do on the little mini readings when we do the live show. Sometimes we get enough time to do a little background where you get to have a vibe of, like, if there's the relationship and then there's external energies that surround the relationship and that you have either attracted to you or that is coming to you or is just simply surrounding you, literally like weather, just the weather outside the front door, of your relationship. And remember, this is your reading, Virgo, for your relationship to the other. So this is you over here, and this is the other over here, and this is your relationship. And in this relationship, You're very lucky to have the energy of temperance, okay? In which we understand that it's almost the perfect analogy here for what we were just talking about, in which you understand that in the crucible of relationship, a tremendous amount of alchemical reactions occur. Some of them can be very mighty and explosive. Some of them can be very, very minute and very delicate and serene and very subtle. But it's all going on simultaneously, where both parties are willingly exchanging the healing power of love between themselves and each other. Okay? And in so doing, they 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 add to themselves and each other in ways that are not possible as single entities relating to each other as single entities. So in this little particular reading, Virgo, I see you as very blessed, and that you are able to absorb and understand this energy of temperance. This is literally the energy of bringing what might appear to be highly contradictory forces together into one place and turning perhaps garbage into gold, perhaps taking raw matter, raw material, unrefined energies, and refining and purifying and cleansing and purifying and purifying and polishing on in an endless kind of cycle until you come out with something absolutely serenely beautiful. For example, please understand that this tiny little amethyst here, this little amethyst stone here, was once just a gnarly, dirty chunk off of a massive other crystal, and this was chipped off with a lot of hard edges and rough, dusty chunks of crap all over it. And then it was put into a crucible called a tumbler, which polished the stone back and forth with a lot of other stones, and the abrasion of one harsh angle on another harsh angle actually acts as a polishing agent, kind of like the grit that you have in toothpaste, and you end up with something very, very beautiful, okay? Even though the process is actually kind of brutal. So that's what we have here, Virgo. So what's going on with you? Oh, well, you're figuring stuff out. That's okay. But you're doing it in a very, very pure and innocent manner, because you might be dealing with energies that, even though they are very fundamentally um, natural to you, the energies that you're dealing with in this relationship are very, very, very compatible with you and yourself and the other. And you are coming in with um, the most honorable intentions. There's still a high degree of innocence and naivety going on here, because I get the feeling that you're dealing with a relationship situation that's actually very, very new in terms of the understanding. You're acting in a very noble manner here, in a very respectful, diligent, honorable manner towards yourself primarily, which is very, very healthy. It's very, very important to take care of yourself in relationships, okay? And not abandon yourself to the other and assume that they're going to take care of you now that you are in the relationship. No, you still have a full responsibility to be yourself, okay, Virgo? And honor yourself first. And the same goes for your other half over there, okay? And in so doing, you are supplying the raw materials of yourselves and each other to the crucible, where you can go through that refining process, as in the Temperance card. And so with the page here, if this symbolizes some of your energy um, at first glance, then I feel like you're in a good spot here, Virgo. You're assessing things and evaluating things, and you're coming in with very good intentions, and you mean very, very well. However, we don't know where this is going, because this is almost elemental type of energy here. It's very tangible, it's very understandable, and all the ingredients are here in a way that makes sense. It's just that things are very um, newly born. Let's put it that way. All the ingredients are there. All the necessary raw materials and natural ingredients are present for with you. You are bringing those into the relationship in a very wholesome way, okay? So what about the other here? Also, by the way, Virgo, I feel that this is a very compatible energy that you're bringing into the relationship, and it's a very good chance you are with, um, you're in a relationship dynamic that has potential hallmarks of being compatible and supportive and mutually beneficial. Let's have a look. Wow. Okay. The other is, this is my feel on this, Virgo. The other is actually, in a way, struggling. I know it doesn't look like this at first, but it feels like the other is kind of struggling with what's happening in the relationship, because it's very, very profound. From their perspective, what is happening here is very, very profound, and it's exposing them to aspects of themselves that they probably already uh, had inside of their body and their spirit and their DNA, but it has never been aroused before. So there's a very strong energy of arousal here, where this very, very gentle, modest Virgo type energy, represented by yourself here with all the best intentions, is acting as a very, very, very powerful catalyst for this other person to rise up into their strength, their own power. And it's exposing all the raw animal aspect natures of themselves, literally just raw animal, anything from lust, greed, power, desire, just raw, brutal animal power. And then balancing that with the mind-boggling aspects of spirit that are being exposed simultaneously to the other person by relating to you in this very beautiful relationship. So it's a very, very different experience for the other. And I'm not saying it's compatible or incompatible. It's just that there's two very different energies going on. Whereas, where while it's actually happening in an environment that's extremely supportive for yourself, dear Virgo, and for the other. So it's very much a mutually beneficial energy that seems to be occurring here. And this other person is definitely, definitely appreciating the situation because it makes them feel amazing. Okay? Somehow or other, the alchemical process that's happening between the two of you, or has the potential to happen, could be extremely healing and self-empowering. But it's very early days yet. It's extremely early days yet. All we're dealing with right now is an awareness that there is a situation here that's potentially very, very good for both of you. It could mean a lot of work. It could mean you're totally unaware of how much work lies ahead to be done, because relationships do involve work. Okay, but it looks like there's certainly some ingredients here that would be very supportive and mutually attractive. So let's go a little bit deeper into you, Virgo. Whoa. Okay. So we've already got three majors showing up here with Temperance and Strength, and now the High Priestess. My feeling for you, dear Virgo, whatever it is, whoever it is you're dealing with here, even if they don't exist yet in your world and you're starting to manifest something or wish for something that's sort of like what's happening here in this little reading, or if you're already in a relationship dynamic where you're starting to sense these particular ingredients that we're discussing here in this reading, then it might be that already, even in the very early stages of relationship, where you're already very aware of the beauty of the relationship, with the temperance there energy, it's almost like this is what all relationships should have at the core if they were lucky enough to do so. And in so doing, if you make conscious, deliberate, although innocent perhaps, decisions to move forward and continue with the relationship dynamic in order to extract everything that's beautiful out of it. Like literally like doing this. If you're willing to subject yourself as a raw, unrefined, unpolished entity in the desire to end up something beautiful, and then in so doing, you might be getting the sensation that you are tapping into the deepest, most profound aspects of your spirit and nature. And those are being aroused and awakened and opened up. So you actually get a chance to experience yourself as the high priestess energy, whereby you suddenly become aware, well, not suddenly, but in very, very gentle, very subtle ways, you become aware that there is so much more going on in this world besides boy girl stuff, man woman, your day job, your college, whatever. There's a whole other vast spectrum of relationship that occurs in the realm of spirit. And this is already becoming apparent to you in the context of relationship. So it's kind of a profound, almost like an awakening thing here, but it's not shocking in any way. It's very gentle. It's very naturally occurring. And in the process of going deeper into the relationship, the alchemy uh, results in you yourself, Virgo, evolving into more and more of this energy yourself, which is like divinely, highly advanced, supreme feminine energy. Even if you're a guy watching this could indicate that would be evolving to a higher spiritual vibration than existed before outside of the context of this relationship. Okay, so this, from my perspective as your reader, is very, very good news. And this is for you to enjoy with yourself. This is, you can allow yourself to be a mystery to yourself. You can allow yourself to be aware that uh, you you are much more than you ever thought you were, and anything that you ever dreamed or thought you were that you didn't dare to admit to possibly even existing is actually being validated and affirmed and confirmed, in that as we go deeper into the relationship, profound new levels of evolution, spiritual evolution, are occurring inside of you. And it's your own private personal experience. And you can share that with your mate, your partner, friends and family if you want to, but there's no obligation to. This is purely your own experience, and you can hold it very dear and quiet to yourself if you feel like it. And just be, I guess I would say, just be glad that this energy is unfolding from inside of you, because it's absolutely beautiful. All right, so what's going on deeper? Let's have a look inside of them. Look at this. This is crazy, man. Wow, we've got like one, two, four majors going on. So from my perspective as your humble reader here, dear Virgo, there's an awful lot of very, very, what you might call like fifth, sixth, seventh dimensional energies going on here with this relationship, far, far and above your three-dimensional world, where there are energies that you would probably feel more on the internal soul level. And it's the same thing that's happening with the other person. Uh, in the context of this relationship, which may have on the external level, might have just very, very simple ingredients of like, oh, hello, I'm me, the Virgo person, and I'm glad to meet you. And you are again, who are you exactly again? Oh, yes. Well, thank you. I really appreciate your company in my life, and I'm glad you're showing indications of appreciating my company in your life. This is good. Let's just keep going. And in so doing, and whether this is energy that we're talking about in relationships that already exist or that are coming, either it's a long-term or even just a short-term situation, please understand, dear Virgo, that these energies that are being exposed here would exist at some level inside the relationship, even though it may not appear that way in the most elemental three-dimensional aspects. There's something very profound going on here in the tumbler, okay? Let's just call it a tumbler, like a stone tumbler, okay? There's an awful lot of amazing, amazing alchemical stuff going on for you, Virgo, in the context of relationship. Now, regarding the other, uh, what my feeling is happening is that the the dynamic of the relationship is so profound for the other person, but on a very internal way, that it's putting them in a position where they are uh, very humbly having to like step back from their ego self and invite higher vibrational energies to come into their being in order to get a fuller understanding of what exactly is happening in this relationship, because it's absolutely profoundly amazing and empowering, but it's a big leap for them. Okay, Virgo, please understand that what is happening for this other person is on a very significant scale, probably above and beyond what they may be used to encountering in uh, relationship dynamics up to this point. And they may already be very, very evolved in their own way. But like all evolution, it never stops. So in this relationship dynamic, whole new levels of awareness seem to be occurring, almost to the point where it's very, not humiliating, but it's very, very humbling. In other words, Virgo, you might be dealing with someone who is very, very good for you and with you, and um, and it's being recognized and acknowledged and supported, let's say, by the universe or the creator of all, in such a way that it's triggering this other person to literally have to uh, sort of check out of themselves and whack themselves on the side of the head on a pretty regular basis to say, what the heck is actually going on here? I need a broader perspective. I need to just like take a walk, go around the block, write something in the journal, talk to friends and family or something, but it has to be done in a very detached manner, because I need to fully integrate and understand what is happening here, because it's almost like I was caught off guard, and it sent me off into a higher vibration than would normally have been expected. So it's kind of almost like a surprise for the other person, and it's putting them in a position of deep humility where they have to honor the relationship. And they may have wished for this themselves, and in so doing, they brought this lovely energy into their own lives in context with yourself, and in so doing, they are going through, let's just say that tumbler analogy again, in such a way that it's very um, deliciously satisfying, but it's very strange and unexpected. And the way to deal with it is to like surrender to the process, which might be very hard for some people to do. Like just literally surrendering to the process of alchemy means being almost utterly and totally egoless and selfless. But it looks like this other person is not just going for it, but actually deliberately and willingly allowing themselves to be sublimated into this relationship for the betterment of themselves and you, and for the benefit of the relationship. So this is pretty profound stuff, Virgo. That's at least how I feel it. Anyway, let's have a look at the relationship itself. Okay, from what I can tell here, both of you are coming to our awareness that you have tremendous amount of respect for each other, and you have a very, very high degree of appreciation of what's going on between the two of you, and it's happening in very, very, very tangible ways. In other words, through your thoughts, your words, your deeds, your actions, your personal conduct. Your personal conduct, Virgo, their personal conduct is speaking for itself. In other words, dear Virgo, the way that you are conducting yourself in this relationship dynamic, and the way that they are conducting themselves in this relationship dynamic, is making it very evident to both parties that you have something of really, really high quality here. And both of you are uh, becoming aware of it in a very, very honorable and simple, respectful way. In other words, it would be like you, dear Virgo, saying to the other person, you know what? I really like this. I think we've really got something here. It's got amazing potential, and we should uh, make the most of it. How do you feel? And then the other person says to you, dear Virgo, Well, dear Virgo, that's exactly what I was going to say to you. So it's very much the energy of mutual appreciation. It's like honorable, like I bow to you, dear Virgo, and I, Virgo, I bow to you, dear other one, because I think we have something very, very good here and wholesome and practical, and that works. And it's allowing us to evolve to whole other levels of being that we might have wished for and we knew existed, but never had the chance to actually manifest before until now. So treat this as like a divine opportunity. Where does it seem to be heading? Okay, so you're still in the very, very early stages of this new alchemical process here. And the way things seem to be going, let's just say this is just for May in general, because this is just a May reading. It's just a general report for Virgo. Uh, what might happen here is that the uh, the wholesome aspects of the relationship are strong enough to trigger both parties in terms of the relationship to have a very good look at themselves and very good look at the relationship in a very, very respectable way, as if it's two farmers together, like with a good, wholesome, healthy farmer attitude, like, wow, okay, I've got all this ingredients and these assets, and I've got the same thing over here, and we have come together in this relationship dynamic, this crucible, which seems to have happened magically for us because there's so much energy of destiny here, and it's very obvious that we appreciate each other in very, very, very tangible ways. So let's make the most of this. Let's see where this goes. We need to take our time, okay? I'm using the word we here as though you are talking to your Virgo and the other person is talking with you simultaneously, as would happen in a healthy relationship, where the word we and the word us is much more dominant than the word I, or me. So the way things seem to be going is toward evaluation on the understanding that something good and wholesome is happening here and that seeds have been planted either in your own lifetimes beforehand or in previous lifetimes, which indicate that there's something fruitful going on here. But it still needs a lot of work and nurture, and it would, just like any kind of natural environment, it needs constant nurture and attention and assessment and evaluation, just like any respectable um, owner of a property, of an entity. If you think of the relationship as a piece of property that you own together, it's something that's very valuable to both of you, then you need to take care of it and assess it on a regular basis. You don't take advantage of it and just gorge on it until everything is just eaten away. No, just the opposite. You you would take care of this like a very, very, very beautiful property and home, and cherish this and work at it on a cyclical basis. Every now and again you pick the fruit and you enjoy it. Every now and again you go to work and you fix it, just like you would tend a home or a farm or a family. Okay? So that's the feeling here. It's very beautiful, Virgo. This is very, very beautiful from my perspective as your reader. So I'm just going to pull one last little card here. This is for fun, okay? This is just kind of like a little bit of, not spice, but more of a, let's see, like a tone, like having a sniff, like what's actually, what else do we need to know here? Is there anything else that Virgo needs to know regarding the context of relationships? Okay, now this could relate to somebody significant or to the energy of relationships in general that's happening in your life. Okay, so you, dear Virgo, you interpret this however you want. Okay, remember to read for your sun and moon and rising. All right, and to get a better picture, I'm just going to swirl these around and see if we can find your little card here. Um, oh, I didn't really. I'm going to start again. Okay? I wish you were here, Virgo. You could just point your finger to which one it is, because you probably would know better than me. I think I saw it, but then I slid. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's just gently hiding there. What's going on? Let's have a look. Look at that. Do I have to say anything? Do I have to say anything, dear Virgo? Look, look, look. Isn't that sweet? Look. And the little angels here are turned on and excited by this. There's nothing more delicious for the angelic realm than seeing and witnessing true love. And it says, this is the romance of a lifetime. Wow. Okay, so give me a minute here, dear Virgo, and we're going to read from the little book. This is Doreen's Romance Angel book, and we're going to look for true love. I'm just going to read it from the book, okay? Very straightforward. Just pretend this is a little bedtime story, okay? True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. You pulled this card because true and lasting love is here for you. If your question was about a specific person, then this card serves as a validation of the relationship's divine nature. This individual has genuine love for you, and you both can overcome the issues that arise. This is especially the case if you can express your feelings through attributes such as kindness, compassion, and courtesy towards each other. For instance, having honest conversations would be an expression of your true love, even if it involves discussing uncomfortable topics. If you're currently seeking a relationship, this card offers you assurance that true love is on its way. Keep the faith that a wonderful relationship is destined to come to you, and don't compromise with an unsuitable partner. It's essential that you treat yourself well by taking excellent care of yourself. For the foundation of a true love relationship is two people who cherish who they are. Holy God, that was effing awesome. I'm just going to set that there, dear Virgo, and I hope you get something out of this. I'm really honored to have read this for you. I hope you can, reinterpret in ways that work for you and integrate this into your own life in some way or other. And I wish you a really, really delightful May. Okay? Thank you, Virgo.